Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Hey, look, I am absolutely excited today. We're going to talk about my recent win trade, and we're going to talk about how I wrote the traditional 30-day covered call, knocking it down if my shares were to be taken away. But here's the deal. Fast forward 30 days, I had an opportunity to buy it back, and quite frankly, it surprised me. Win was above my strike price, and I was able to buy it back, still making money on the option. Then I wrote the next 30-day cover call. I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm going to show you why I did that. Hey, look, I know for a lot of you thought this week was going to be the poor man's real estate cover call writing video. I started that video, and I want to apologize. I lost all my slides. So I'm not going to shortchange you. The poor man's real estate cover call writing is one of my favorite topics. And I'll tell you what, I want to do it right. So if you're excited about the poor man's real estate cover call writing or any covered call cash secure put trades that I do, I need you to subscribe to my channel. Now look, I do this every week. We do timely and relevant covered call videos. I show you my trades, we talk about them, so maybe you learn something. I give you the free tools at my website, ctpdashboard.com. You get the CTP dashboard, you get the free spreadsheets. I'm even doing free Ask John podcast. And I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely enjoying that. I get to use the covered call car session video where I'm just driving. I share with you my stories. I answer your questions. We do it unedited. I know you want help. I know you want coaching. You'd love to have that mentor in life like I did. My mentor, Jerry, I'm blessed because I had my mentor, Jerry. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you some of my numbers here. It even blows my mind today that I am up over $140,000. And I haven't even been doing this for 3 years. August of this year will mark 3 years writing covered calls and selling cash secure puts. This is unbelievable. You can do it. I talk to you all the time about getting your financial education, getting your experience. You know, I was watching a video of mine that I did 2 years ago. And in that video, man, I talk about the same things I talk about now. Having that experience, because experience help us make good decisions. And when we make good decisions, we can have success. Look, you have to believe me, man. 3 years ago, I would have never thought I'd be making 6 figures doing this in the stock market. But I'll tell you what, I've learned a skill that I could use in retirement, right? That was the reason I wanted to do this strategy. Could I make $1,200 a month writing covered calls, selling cash secure puts with the portfolio that I have? Can I do that in retirement, right? Well, I was able to do that. And in fact, last year, I beat my goal of $50,000, knocking down $55,000. I'll tell you what, $55,000, hey, that is real money. Now, before we get there, if you like what you're hearing today, I need you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And it really charges me up when I see all the comments you leave me and you bang that like button. Man, I'm human just like you. When I do a video, put it out there in the greater internet, when you give me that positive feedback and I hear your stories, man, it truly does excite me to do the next red hot cover call video because I know I'm helping somebody. You know what we do here? I show you my numbers so I motivate you. It's not to brag or boast. Hey, look, I'm going to do this regardless if we do the channel or not. What I want to do is show you the money that you can actually make if you put in the time, you put in the homework, you get your experience, and you can do it. Look, this is not rocket science. You can watch my videos, learn from me, hear my stories, and I'll tell you what, you'll get comfortable with it. When you get comfortable with it, you're going to do it. And when you do it, you're going to have the success. Now, what you see right there is $141,000 in the past 3 years. And I told you earlier in the video, we haven't even crossed the 3-year mark. August of this year will mark 3 years doing this strategy. But for all you percentage guys, and I know there's a lot of percentage guys, I talk to them all the time. They always say, well, can you beat the S&P 500? You know, I make 8% every year, year over year. Well, look, last year I made 24.9% when the stock market was down 12%. Now this year I'm not beating the stock market. In fact, the stock market's up 18.6%, but we're just 4 months in and I'm already cash on cash, 12.29%. I'll tell you what, last year I made that 24.9%. 24.9% when the market was down. The year before, when the market blew up, was up 21%. Hey, I was up 18%. I'll take that every single time. Are you kidding me? Look, I get it. When you hear a new strategy, right, you're a little apprehensive. You think someone's selling you snake oil. That's not the case. Writing covered calls is the oldest option strategy on Wall Street. Hell, they probably invented stock trading, and then next day they invented covered call writing, giving somebody the right but not the obligation to take somebody's shares at a price they pick for a time they pick. They get paid a per share premium. Now look, I'm not going to get into the basics here. In fact, I'm going to show you a very advanced trade when I show you my win trade. But if this excites you, you have to go out, get your education, bang the free YouTube videos. And look, you don't have to pay anybody any monthly subscriptions. You don't have to. You can do this. And if you come back to my channel every week, you're going to see all the trades that someone typically makes when they're very active in this strategy. Now I'm going to show you some trades here, and you'll see some of the trades I've made this year. And I think it's going to motivate you. Now real quick, we're going to focus in on this win trade I just made. But as you can see this year, I'll tell you what, I do not sit on my hands. These are all the trades I've made just this year alone. Now I'll tell you this, I get the question all the time. Do you spend a lot of time doing this? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I spend more time doing these videos, podcasts, websites, spreadsheets than I ever do making a trade. In fact, this win trade literally took me seconds. Once you learn it, it flows like water. And I'll tell you, it's just like anything else in this world. Once you know it, you feel comfortable with it, you can just do it, right? You feel good with it, you make good decisions, and you can generate that extra income we always talk about here. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. As you can see, all of these green trades, I'll tell you what, I do pretty much everything. I write covered calls and my shares get taken away. I write covered calls and I buy my options back and I'll write the next covered call. I'll do cash secured puts on a lot of the stocks that I trade. I use every tool in my toolkit because when you get that confident, when you get that skilled, right? Because we're learning a skill that we're going to use in retirement to generate that extra income in retirement. When you use your skills, man, you can achieve a lot. Now look, we're going to focus on this win trade. I know a lot of you salty dog cover call writers are saying, look, man, get to the trade. Let me give you a little backstory on Win. I mean, if you go to my channel, type in Win, you're going to see a lot of videos on Win. Look, Jerry and I have been trading Win for the past 2 years, and I'll tell you what, we owned Win back when it was $90 some 2 years ago, ran it to 200, and we owned it as it fell to $90 again. Now, we've made a lot of profit, and in fact, it is unbelievable the kind of profits Jerry brought in. Man, you talk about a big ball player. Well, I too have had a lot of success, but with this recent stock purchase of Win, which was probably about the middle of last year, right before Steve Wynn got in trouble with all he was doing, man, I was feeling good. But then things turned nasty, and Win fell. Win fell from some $200 all the way to $90. But here's the deal. I bought Win around $145. I bought Win and I would trade it. It's probably best if I just show you on the chart what that would look like. And when I said that I bought Win way back here, that's what we did. Win was trading at $90, and I'll tell you what, we rallied that sucker up, writing covered calls, selling cash secured puts. Win is one of those stocks that you could just bank on, right? For volatility, higher premiums. Well, as you could see, when Win hit about 200, things started to go downhill. I'll tell you what, Steve Wynn did not do any Win investors any favor. This sucker dropped. We are left holding the bag. Now, I own Win at about 145. I had to hold on to Win here. I had to make a decision. I either hold on to it or I sell it for a loss. And usually I have that 15% ripcord number. If a stock that I purchase falls more than 15%, I got to be disciplined, pull the ripcord. We look to do it on another stock because I don't want to sit on my hands like I did back when the oil crash happened, when I bought stocks in the 80s, Conoco, PSX, and then they fell to the 20s. Look, man, that made me an emotional wreck, and I said to myself, that would never happen again. Now, when Win did fall from 200 down to 90, I had the expectation. I had the expectations that I was going to hold it, and I knew Win would come back. I felt Win would come back. I had done my research. They're a great S&P type company. They pay a high dividend. I mean, everything for me checked out. And I've been playing Win for now 2 years, so I know Win, right? It's not this willy-nilly stock purchase where I got an alert in an email and just bought it. So I've been playing it. I know it, and I stuck with it. If anything, I'd collect a 77-cent dividend. Win would find its footing, and it would head higher. I just felt like once we got past this whole Steve Wynn thing, they would do the right thing. And sure enough, it took a little bit of time to do that, and here we are. So we fast forward, we get into 2019, the entire market is crashing. Well, when we come out of that, there's some good news in Macau. The news in China isn't as bad as they thought. So Wynn and Sands, they all rally, right? Well, watching Wynn right here, it didn't break out like all the other stocks, and it worried me because as other stocks are hitting all-time highs and it's going higher and higher and higher, Wynn and Sands did not. So right then I made the determination, if we make higher highs, I'm going to go ahead and look to let my Wynn shares go. And that's what I did. 30 days ago, when Wynn was trading back here at about 136, I wrote the 145 30-day covered call, got paid $2.70 for it. And if my shares were going to be taken away, hey, I pocket $147.50. My cost basis on Wynn at this point is now $135. So I was able to deal with the stock falling. I had the patience, and as the stock gets past my stock purchase price, making it a green trade on the stock purchase, I wrote that $10 out of the money covered call. The stock was trading at 136X. I wrote the 145 30-day covered call, picking up the $2.70. And look, I was just going to wash my hands of it and we'd move on. Well, here's what happens. On that Friday, Wynn is trading around 147.20. And I'm looking at the options price, and I'll tell you what, it's trading basically in real money. Remember that an options price has two parts to it, a real money value and a time value. So on the final day of the contract, Friday, the final hour before the expiration, man, Wynn is trading at 147.20 and my option is trading almost real money. It's trading for $2.20. Now, think about that for a second. My strike price is 145. The stock's trading for 147.20. So there's $2.20 in the stock appreciation from 145 to 147.20. The option's trading for $2.20. So the option is 100% real money. There's almost no time value. And I'll tell you why. There's only 10 minutes left in the trading day. So what do? I go in right at the very end. I put in a limit order to buy this back at $2.15. Now remember what I told you. Wynn was trading $2.20 above the strike price, above my 145 strike price. The option was listed at $2.20. So that does not make sense that I could actually get this for $2.50. Well, here's the hook, and this is why I always do limit orders. And look, I can't speak for what a market maker does on the floor when they're putting together buyers and sellers. But the one thing I'll tell you is this, there is $2.20 of real money in this option. $2.20 of real money in stock appreciation. I put in a bid for $2.15 and they take it. They take it at that point, and it absolutely blows my mind. I end up getting a nickel in my pocket for using a limit order. Instead of doing a market order, which I may have gotten $2.20 or $2.25, depending on where the stock moves at that particular moment, I get $2.15. And now I have removed the obligation. I own a stock that's trading $147.20. I paid back $2.15. What am I left with? What's the difference? Well, remember when I got paid $2.70 for the option? And now I own the stock outright and I can write the next cover call. So that's what I did. I had it dialed up, ready to go. And this is the trade I made. After I bought back that option, I immediately wrote the next covered call. Look at the strike price, $155 for 30 days. I got paid $3.69. If my shares are taken away, that is a 7.8% gain in 30 days. But here's the deal. If I end up buying that back, I am pocketing $727. Look, we are dynamic in this strategy. I could have easily let my shares be taken away and we collect the $145 per share. I keep the $270 in premium and we look to move on. Monday, I pick another stock, we do it again. But in this case, when I ran the numbers and I stayed dynamic, man, that opportunity was there. I snatched it, and look at the potential profit I'm going to have for this next 30 days. Well, just to finish this up, why did I elect to keep the stock instead of letting it go? Well, a couple reasons. One, guess what's coming down the pike? We get another dividend here, 77 cents per share. And look at that chart. If Wynn can break resistance, and with them getting that great news that they're getting their gaming license for Massachusetts, look, if they break resistance right there, this thing could head even higher. Now, if Wynn were to fall, you know what I'm going to do. I got paid $3.69. If Wynn turns a little bit this way, I'll buy that option back. We'll reboot our strategy and we'll look to do it again. You don't have to be that dynamic in your game to have success using this strategy. You can use the very traditional 30-day trade, knocking down 3% per month, cash on cash, and you could do this every single month. I'm telling you. Get your financial education. Stay motivated. That's the key. Stay motivated. Be like me. Cup is half full. Because I'm telling you, we're at all-time highs in the stock market. Don't be surprised if Wall Street sells them off. I hate to be a downer at the end of this video, but anytime you're hitting all-time highs all the time in this market, man, Wall Street's going to take some profit. Now, that'll give us a great opportunity to buy some of our favorite stocks a little bit lower. So I want you to be ready. Have your lists ready now. Because when you're in the heat of the moment, man, just never works out where you're buying the great stocks when they present themselves when you're in the heat of the moment. That's why I always have my list ready to go right now. Now look, if you like this video today, I want you to bang that like button. And hey, look, share this video. Let others know we're knocking down the kind of money we are using this strategy. I'll tell you what, it's conservative, it's fun, and got a guy like me posting up my trades. You can watch them, you can learn from them, and I'll tell you what, it'll make you more comfortable, so you'll do it. Hey, look, until next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.